with Lady D today. I'm your host, Lady D. Join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. Well, welcome to What's Going On, and I'm Lady D, your host. We have a special guest in the house, no other than this wonderful young lady who is a Cleveland activist. Excuse me. She is working very hard with our youth, and I just admire, and she's such an inspiration to the community. No other than Teralawanda Aaron. Did I butcher it up or what?
No, actually, you said it perfectly.
Did I
Thank
say
you
it?
so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about the spot.
Yes. So the SPOT is an employment youth organization. They are working with our youth, empowering them with jobs, opportunities, skill sets, and a path to success.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's dive into that journey.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, I would like to ask you, how did you come about the name, The Spot?
The spot is a terminology, a place to hang out. And so that was the mindset. We knew that our kids lacked recreation and places to go. So my original thought was to have somewhere for them to hang out. So the spot was the spot for them to come hang out. But I used to be the candy lady.
Okay. Okay.
So I had a candy store at my house.
Excuse me.
And during the summer months, we would give parties and give away free candy and have all kind of games and things to do on the street just to get the kids involved. But as we interacted with the young people, we seen that they had needs, and some of them were suffering through different situations, especially ones that we identified as being foster care kids without a lot of resources. And so we were seeing them have poor outcomes, transitioning from teen to adulthood, and just through some of the initiatives and work and skill sets that I built up over the years, seeing a way that I could, help them and share some of my knowledge. And so there started the spot.
Excellent. So now I would like to ask, when did you start this? When was your organization started? What year?
So my organization started in 2005. We started right in the Glenville community. And we are in our 20th year. We're celebrating 20 years this year. So We'll be having a big luncheon this year in August. We'll have plenty of information out and ways for people to support. But August the 25th, we'll be having a big celebration to celebrate our 20 years.
That is truly amazing. Job well done.
Thank you.
Now, what other communities is the spot in?
So we are a county-wide program, and so we take our program and tour around the whole of Cuyahoga County where we have a footprint and where we develop relationships and partnerships. So right now, and I wrote this down because we're in quite a few neighborhoods. So currently we're in Collinwood, Mount Pleasant, Lee Harvard, Old Brooklyn, Tremont, Detroit Shoreway, St. Clair Superior, East Cleveland, Cedar Central, and Kinsman.
Well, I think you've covered it pretty much all of it. The spot is everywhere in the Cleveland, Northeast Ohio area.
Absolutely, and that was by design. One of the things that we wanted to do was bring programming to our young people instead of having our young people come to programming. We thought we'd have a better turnout, and we thought we'd make it easier for them to access our programming.
And that was smart because a lot of times transportation and, when a youth is interested in doing something and taking part in something, you have to get them right then.
Absolutely.
Because all it takes is the next moment, and then, there's an excuse. Well, I don't have transportation.
Yes.
How are you going to get there? So that's really good of you to take your program to these locations. Now, tell me about your program.
So our program is the Spot Youth Empowerment Organization. We service youth 14 to 25
Okay.
through education and resources to help them have successful outcomes through education and resources. So we go in, we educate, and we provide resources and information to help the youth reach their goals. So we do that in a number of ways. So we have our own events that we do throughout the city, different types of events to help them along that addresses things like housing and jobs and
Okay.
recreation and things like that. And then we also supply physical resources like cleaning supplies and personal supplies, clothing. And then we also have a resource page and we have resources and partners that we directly connect our young people to. So you may come in and have some mental health issues or some other type of issues. So we have a vast array of partners that we can do referrals out to our young people so that they can get the help that they need.
That is really awesome. I would like to ask you, tell us about some of one of the success stories from one of your youth, or
So I want to take my lead ambassador. He's very well known in the community. His name is Larry Patterson. He is a homeowner and a resident now of the Harvard Lee community where we just opened our new offices.
okay,
He came to us about 5 years ago through our voter empowerment series. He joined on as a ambassador. He worked his way up to lead ambassador. And throughout that transformation, I've seen him thrive. He aged out of the program, and he became my personal assistant. But due to some great changes in his life and some new perspectives that he's taken on, he has graduated onto some, and I don't want to spill his good news, but I'll just say it's some really wonderful things coming up in the future. You're going to see a lot of Larry, and people that know him and know our organization, they know the transformation, and just seeing how many kids that leave the program and end up in job situations or end up training other youth. It's been phenomenal. Matter of fact, Larry trained our new lead ambassador, Miss Stephanie Kent. She couldn't be here today to be alongside of me because normally whoever the lead ambassador is, they get a chance to come out with me and do things, and then they lead things out on their own. They lead out initiatives on their own for ahead of the leadership team, and they're responsible for leading that team. So, I'm just ecstatic about the work that the young people are doing. Our young people around the city is phenomenal. It's unfortunate that the only stories that we hear about our young people is on the news when they're doing really bad, but our young people are doing really wonderful work in the city of Cleveland. And not just my young people. If you look at the city entirely, you see a small fraction of our young people that are off the cuff, but majority of our kids, they're doing good work.
that is really awesome. Now, when you say, what is the age that they age out of this program?
So my program runs from 14 to 25. So they age out at 25, but they can come back, and we do have some of our alumni come back and volunteer and help out.
That's great. Now, have you teamed up with any other organizations here in the Cleveland area?
Oh, yeah. So we have quite a few partners. Right now, we're working with Cleveland Foes, Neighborhood Connections. We work with churches around the town, the Temple of Praise Seventh-day Adventist, the Empowerment Church in East Cleveland, the library system. We work with CMSD, Say Yes, MyCom. So we have quite a few partners, and those are the partners that we reach out to when our kids need extra assistance.
I see. So now the students, how do you get these students? I know you go to them, but then how do they know how to reach out
me?
to you?
All right, so good question. So one of the main ways that we go out and we actually recruit, our leadership team recruits, I recruit, I go out and do presentations, and other people in the organization go out and do presentations and let them know about programming and services that we offer. We also have a resource page. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, so you can go on any of those social media platforms and find out what we're doing in your neighborhood and find out resources that's available in the county.
Okay, and then is there a contact number
Yes,
or
there is.
physical address?
Yes, there is. So we have the address is 17307 DeForest. That's right off of Lee. It's in the Lee Harvard area.
Right.
So that's by appointment. So you do have to call. The number is 216-323-6049. Again, that's 216-323-6049. And then we have a website. It's thespotYEO.com. And so if you go on the website, you can actually leave your information and say why you're contacting us via job or clothing or supports or training. And you can fill out applications to be a part of our events. So you can go right on there and register for upcoming events. And we have a few coming up. So yeah, those are all the ways that they can reach out to us.
Now, the big question, because I know everybody wants to know, is there a charge?
No, never a charge.
No.
Never a charge for
Charge.
our young people. All of our, matter of fact, we try to pay them as often as we can. So depending on funding,
Okay.
we try to pay our young people. So that includes training and some of the other things that we do. So yeah, and we try to do things outside of just training and just getting them all ready and just having them in work mode all the time, because our theme is to get in there and really be a wraparound service so the kids know how to create a lifestyle. So it's important that they know how to spend their downtime as well. So that's why we have recreational activities as well.
Okay. And let's talk about, do you take them out and give them exposure on trips?
Absolutely. We and I shout out to MyCom. They have been a huge supporter in getting us into like the Cavaliers games and down to Canton to the HBCU games where the bands play and things like that, giving a chance to see HBCU culture and what that means to go to a black university. Those things are invaluable when we get supports to do things like that. That really levels up the game for our young people and give them opportunities that they wouldn't otherwise have. So yeah, we really, really try to lean heavily when we can on getting recreational opportunities out to our young people.
This is really awesome. I'm loving what you're doing. I know you've been at this for a long time, and someone in our community, he loves you. He speaks so highly of you. And I was like, okay, that's it. She's coming on. We must share this great secret. Okay. And so, and it's important. Let me ask you this question here, though. By they being underage, do they need an adult consent to participate in this program?
So some areas they do, some areas they don't. So if we just
Okay.
have an open event, no, they just come, show up, register, and come up.
Okay.
When we travel or we're in our own settings, yes, we do for our protection and for the students. So there is some aspects where they do need permission, and parents do have to sign off if they are under 18. And then there is some programming where they can just, where we're located in the library, like our voter empowerment series or our job search extravaganza or things like that, they can just register and show up.
That's great. So now, how can businesses, mentors, and the community members support your mission and help provide opportunities?
So there is several ways, and we are always looking for help. So one of the things we look for is volunteers. Volunteers is so incredibly important because that gives us capacity building. So we're looking for people instructors. We look for people to help with our knit club. Our knit club is very important because that provides hats for Project Warm. We give out about 5,000 hats throughout the school district and around the city to daycares and group home, youth homes that house young people. This winter, we know it was tremendously cold. We had a winter snap that was really cold. A few minutes outside for young people can actually give them frostbite or thermal. So we wanted to make sure, and this is a program we've been doing for the last 8 years. So the last couple of years we've been giving out about 5,000, but the need is steadily increasing.
Yeah.
More and more schools are calling us, more and more daycares are calling us. The need is growing, and so we definitely, any support we can get in that area, hats, gloves, things like that, is always important. And also, this is on our big wish list. We need a brand new 15-passenger van. This would help us to move our leadership team around. So we are actively trying to get that van. That's a $25,000 investment. So we're definitely looking to get that so we can move our leadership team around. That will help them to get their stories for their podcast and help them to gather information and to get to their events that they do and that they participate in. During the summer months, they do a lot of tabling events and parades. So this would help move our team.
Your team is just super bad. Super bad. You have touched on every area, and this is so exciting. This is so fun. I remember, oh my God, back in the early 1990, there was a group of students, and I can't think of the name of it, but they wore red jackets. And they used to be downtown Cleveland at the Terminal Tower. Mm-hmm. And they were involved in a lot of, it was volunteer work. But they were young adults, and you may see them anywhere, from helping someone get on the bus to carrying your bags or whatever, but they were very empowering here in the city of Cleveland, and we don't have that anymore. And like you said, our young adults, our young people are really making some strides. And it's too bad that our national news are not giving that attention to them. We always hear about when they're messing up and they're stealing cars and they're doing break-ins. It's sad that, bad stuff makes the news.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And some of that is why we're necessary, because we are the buffer for that. Because a lot of times those kids are out there because they don't have money or job.
Yeah.
Or supervision or a connection to something positive. And so that's what we're trying to supply. And I'm glad you spoke about our federal government and what our new president is doing with funding. This is why it is necessary. It is necessary that we support our own. We are reaching out to our community to support us. Grants, we like them, and,
right.
and we'll take them.
Right.
But this is for us. This is for our children, and we need your support. We need you guys at the table with us, fighting for our kids. All of this stuff is expensive.
Yes.
All of this stuff takes money, and
yes.
we do what we can, but how much more could we do with supports from our community? So we're out here, we're doing the work, we're trying to bring as many people on board as we can to make this a bigger thing. We had a lot of kids that aged out, so we are recruiting right now. We're going to be looking to take in a lot of students over the summer. We have jobs that we're going to be supplying. We're looking to employ about 100 youth this summer.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you find these youth, when they age out, a place to live, or...
So we do
you
help.
find housing?
So we don't find housing, but we do try to assist them in applications for affordable housing.
Okay.
We do, like I said, we have resources to try to hook them with people that are experts in that area.
And what about if they're...
And also home entrepreneurship, because financial literacy is very big. And one of the things that we try to do is try to steer the kids to self-sufficiency, right?
Yes.
Business creation, self-development.
Yes.
Being learned and gathering knowledge. So that's one of the key components to our program.
And what is so cool about it is that each and every one of us, God gave us all a talent.
Absolutely.
Each and every one of us, we have a special gift.
Yes.
And believe it or not, all the gifts that everyone has, some way, form, or another, it is providing a service for the community, for someone.
Yes. Yes.
And if you could just hone in on what you're good at, that could be your way of living
Absolutely.
and it doesn't become work. It is no longer a job because it's something that you're enjoying,
Yes.
you're loving to do, you know? So that is really great. The different skills, do they have to come with a skill set or the classes that you have going on, they're different? Go into more of the classes.
So I'll start for what we have going on this summer. So one of
Okay.
our biggest classes is the Voter Empowerment Series. That's a 5-hour class. It teaches them branches of government, how to vote, how to register, how to research candidates and issues. And so that is the prerequisite for our leadership team.
Great.
Because of the work that they do in the community.
Okay.
And they are leaders, training leaders, so we definitely want them to have that. But then we also do things around housing, financial literacy, job creation. We have our job our job search extravaganza, which will be coming up April the 8th. That's going to be at the East Cleveland Library. So anybody 14 and beyond can come. We're going to have some workshops as far as doing resume writing and doing resume writing, applications, and interviewing, and then we're going to have some mock interviews and some resume reviews where they'll walk away with a checklist of how they did, and we'll also have jobs that they can search through and apply at the library, and we'll have some staff in the library in the computer area that'll assist them with filling out applications to get them some summer jobs. So that'll be April the 8th. We'll be there from 2 to 5:30.
Okay. You hear that? April the 8th. That's right around the corner.
Yes.
So if you know any young adults.
I'm sorry. Let me change that. April the 17th.
April 17th?
April the 17th.
Okay, April
I'm sorry.
17th.
Something else is going on the 8th.
Okay, because April 17th is very important. You can't beat that because this is great information and everyone needs to know how to do that. I mean, I know you're doing it for the students, but even some adults that may need to take advantage of this. Is there an age limit on that?
So for this, actually, no.
Okay.
But normally we service adults. So 18 to 25, those are parents.
Okay.
Those are taxpayers. Those
Yes.
are, you know what I'm saying? But we know that at 18, you're not grown. You still have work to do.
Yeah.
And so again, some of them, for whatever reason, may have found themselves in situations where they're homeless or with a family and struggling. And these are where we can come in again and add those supports and resources to have better outcomes.
Well, I see. I see that you're going to get your van. It's coming.
It's coming?
It's coming. You're going to have your van.
Well, thank you
because
so
you need
much.
this. And I'm looking for the spot to be traveling all around, all these different spots in our area. Okay? And then you can grow your organization and take it to another city because what you're doing is amazing.
Thank you.
And I just want to tell you, keep going strong. Give our listeners the phone number. You got to come out and support this young lady and what she does. She is helping so many youth, and this is keeping them off of the street.
Absolutely.
Because we all need to feel needed.
That's right.
And
That's
we
right.
need to feel love.
That's
in
right.
order to giving them love, you got to open your doors.
That's right.
Okay? And stop being so judgmental.
There you go.
Okay? Stop trying to live your life through their life.
That's right.
Let's bring them to the table and hear what they're seeing and feeling.
Right.
Because that's all they need to know is that somebody care.
Kids are people too.
Yes, and you've been to the store for them, giving them candy. Now you giving them all this goodness. Give our listeners a location again for that event.
Yes, we'll be at the East Cleveland Library on April the 17th from 2 to 5:30. You can reach me at 216-323-6049. Again, that's 323-6049. And if you feel so inclined and you would like to help us by sending a donation, you could do that by Cash App. It's the $, the spot, YEO. That's the $, the spot, SPOT, YEO. Thank you so much.
All right. Now that's what's going on. And if you're doing something amazing in our community, please just give me a call today.
Thank you.
No wonder Jerry B. Because he's like, I wish she was here tonight. My girl, if I had money, I'd give it to her. You know, we're going to make Jerry B some money.
Because he got it.
He got
Why
it.
he
Thanks
come
for
on talking
watching.
about all that?
Join us every
man,
Thursday,
$4
and you too
million.
can be a
$4
guest
million.
straight from KAZ Radio Podcast Studio. You know, we can get these dealerships to come up with one and get your van out there.
That would be wonderful.